The thing about our story is they told us it would take about 18 months because for people that are older or for couples that are older that already have children, birth mothers tend not to pick them. So we kind of laid back with it, and 3 weeks later we got the call that we were picked.
So it's the Military Family Assistance Trust, I believe is what it stands for. The state has set it up to assist families that need support. Initially, it was set up for families of soldiers and airmen that were overseas that needed support back home, and there was a fund set aside to support those needs that they have. And at some point, it did roll over into assisting with adoptions. The active duty has a similar fund. So the state saw the need for the serving military folks, and again, we are just fortunate beneficiaries of that.
We struggled to get pregnant for years, and that's when it first popped into our minds. We ended up getting pregnant twice. But it was still always in the back of our minds to adopt. So when we hit 40, or I hit 40 and you hit 42, we decided that we were going to pull the trigger and do it.
And it was not the easiest decision for sure. I was not at 42. I wasn't real interested in starting over again. But Miranda had been talking about it for years, and she was pretty assertive and kind of let us know that was the best for our family. So,
and it definitely was a calling for us to try to help one baby if we could.
We only had 18 days after we went active, we ended up picking up Etta Joe. Never expected it. It's usually a year and a half. But what happened was whenever the agency has a case where a child needs adopted, you put in for it. And Miranda was putting in for a lot of cases, and a lot of times that comes with you put a picture book together, and then the agency sends it to the mother. And so on a Sunday morning, just a random Sunday morning, Miranda got an email that there's a case in Elizabethtown, and so she decided. She said, "We're interested." Said that the baby is here. There is no family that's associated with the baby. So Miranda just took a long shot and put our name in, and we got a call back about an hour later.
It chokes me up.
I know. So we got an hour later. It said you have 4 hours to get to Elizabethtown to pick up your new daughter. We had nothing.
Nothing.
She had bought a car seat a few weeks earlier, and I'd kind of gotten on to her about wasting money, but
really did.
But that was all that we had.
The guard services came as a happy surprise to us. I knew a lot of people in the adoption world, and so we went through a state-owned agency.
We did.
And then, so we didn't have the funds available that quickly. And so the guard money really did step in and help us a lot to get, because they want their checks, the adoption agency, at a certain days, that go by, 3 days go by, 9 days go by, they're expecting money to pay the birth mother, to pay the resources that go along with it. So it really came in handy.
The way the MFAST adoption benefit works is the guard will reimburse. At the time it was $2,500, now it's $5,000 for a regular adoption. But they'll reimburse you after you give them the receipt that you've paid. So they'll reimburse you, they're not going to pay it for you. The work was on us, but it's still, to pay $5,000 out of an adoption is incredible. An adoption, while it seems like a huge number, with the guard support and with some of the tax benefits, it's not as daunting as it might sound. So that's kind of the it's not a crusade, but that's what we like to tell people is that if you're thinking about it,
do it.
It's not as unreasonable as it would sound like, and it's a substantial amount of money, but it's a lot easier when you have these benefits.